Stop everything. What I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about the NFL this offseason. A secret so explosive, so high-level, that it's currently shaking the very foundation of the Detroit Lions front office, and the entire league is watching in stunned silence. But here's the truth. I've got the inside scoop, the confidential sources, the whispers behind closed doors, and what I'm about to reveal is nothing short of monumental. There's a superstar, an absolute game-changer. A player whose name has barely been whispered in the media, but whose impact could single-handedly reshape the Lions' entire defense. And who, if this deal goes through, will become the most talked-about trade in NFL history. The phones are ringing off the hook in front offices across the league. Secret meetings are happening at midnight. Encrypted calls, private jets, clandestine visits to undisclosed locations. Everyone wants this player. Everyone thinks they have a shot. But only one team has been quietly pushing at the edge of the abyss, the Detroit Lions, and their desperation is now impossible to ignore. A name, a face, a legend in the making, but I'm not going to drop that just yet. No. First, I'll set the stage. Because what's happening behind the scenes now is more than just a trade. It's a battle of strategic minds, a war of power brokers, a chess match that could redefine the NFC North and shake the entire NFL landscape. The Lions, after their stunning 15-2 season in 2024, have achieved what many believed impossible, transforming into a dominant powerhouse. But as every championship-caliber team knows, the key is always the defense. That's the secret core of champions. And right now, they're hunting for that missing piece. Not just any player, not just a good linebacker or an average veteran. No, they need a relentless force, a playmaker, a game wrecker. Someone with the elite talent and undeniable presence to elevate the entire unit. Since the end of the 2025 season, the Lions have been operating in secrecy, conducting clandestine meetings in private jets to undisclosed locations, exchanging encrypted messages that nobody could crack. The whispers in league circles are that their front office has been pouring every resource into this pursuit, pulling strings behind closed doors that only a handful of insiders even know about. And why? Because they know that this player, this one man, can shift tides, flip the narrative, and give them the sort of edge that champions dream of. Now I know what you're thinking. Who could it possibly be? A seasoned veteran? A rising star? A defensive juggernaut? Well, here's where the story gets even more unbelievable. The player thereafter isn't just any linebacker. No, it's someone whose stats and impact speak loudest in the whispers of NFL insiders. Someone who, despite current team struggles, remains one of the most electrifying, polarizing, and vital players in the league today. And let me tell you, this isn't just a rumor. This isn't idle speculation. This is a meticulously planned coup d'etat, a masterstroke by GM Brad Holmes himself, the genius orchestrating in the shadows, pulling off what many thought impossible. But first, the context. Because you need to understand the chaos, the desperation, the drive that's fueling this entire operation. The Detroit Lions, after a historic season, are now confronting their greatest challenge yet, solidifying their defense, especially against the league's elite offenses. Their linebacker core, strong but not elite, lacks that game-changing presence. They need a player who can come in and immediately change the dynamic. Someone with the raw instinct, the instinctive ability to read plays, to shut down runs, to blitz the quarterback, and crucially, to be a vocal leader on the field. This is where the story gets darker, more daring. The offers are flying. The negotiations are intense. And in closed-door meetings, teams with cornerback needs, offensive upgrades, and cap space are eyeing this player, but only the Lions have the courage and the vision to go all in. They believe they can not only acquire him, but maximize his potential in ways that others simply cannot. And here's the thing, the man at the center of this storm. He's no ordinary linebacker. We're talking about someone who last season accumulated an earth-shattering 174 tackles, a franchise record for the Raiders, ranking third in the entire league behind the likes of Jordan Brooks and Jack Campbell. But those numbers, as impressive as they are, tell only part of the story. That production came with a caveat. Defensive struggles in pass coverage, missed tackles, yes, 25 of them, and a perception of inconsistency that has critics questioning whether he's reached his ceiling. But that's precisely what makes this such a compelling move. Because, for the Lions, it's not just about tackling stats. It's about adding a versatile, disruptive force who can command the defense, pressure the quarterback, and dominate against the run. Imagine the impact of a player who's not just a tackling machine, but able to threaten in blitz packages. Someone with the ability to read plays before they develop, a backbreaker for offenses trying to set the tone. Devin White, yes, Devin White is the name everyone is whispering about behind closed doors. And it's not just because of his raw talent, it's because of his potential, his pedigree, his Pro Bowl appearances, his explosiveness, his knack for big plays. Since being drafted 5th overall by Tampa Bay in 2019, White has been a bright star. From his rookie season, he made waves, earning NFC Defensive Player of the Week honors twice, racking up sacks, forced fumbles, and being heralded as one of the league's most promising young linebackers. But then things took a turn. Injuries, off-field issues, coaching changes, and a stint with the Eagles that never materialized into what everyone hoped, even a brief period with the Texans. Yet in 2025, he returned to form with the Raiders. And how? By producing a career-high 174 tackles, setting a franchise record and earning respect across the league. But the analytics tell a different story. Despite his tackle totals, the film shows gaps in pass coverage. Allowed 81 receptions for 648 yards and a touchdown, according to Pro Football Focus. Missed 25 tackles, league high, close to disaster, and struggled against elite tight ends and slot receivers. And yet, despite the flaws, the upside remains enormous. White is a game wrecker, an instinctive linebacker with a fierce passion for the sport, a leader who's fiercely competitive and able to rally teammates. His style: violent, relentless, a sideline-to-sideline disruptor capable of hunting down ball carriers, filling gaps with brutal precision, and making quarterbacks think twice before throwing in his direction. His contract situation: a one-year prove-it deal worth just over $1.17 million, a bargain for his talent and production. But that's about to explode. Because the Lions, with their new regime, see the potential for a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal that would make him one of the premier linebackers in the league. They know his market value, in the range of 7 to 10 million AAV. With the right incentives, signing bonuses, and performance clauses, this move could redefine linebacker value in the NFL. Why do they want him? Because he fills a void. Because he's exactly the type of player who can transform a defense from good to legendary. Imagine him alongside Alex Anzalone and Jack Campbell, orchestrating a defense that's aggressive, unpredictable, and downright terrifying. Think about the psychological edge he would give in NFC North battles, especially against rivals like the Vikings and Bears, who are desperate to find a way past the Lions' ceiling. My sources within the league have confirmed that the Lions are in advanced negotiations. That a deal is not only possible but imminent. That they're willing to go all in, to break their cap structure, make sacrifices, and even push the boundaries of NFL trade norms to land him. Why? Because the stakes have never been higher. They see this as their moment to finally leap over the playoff hump. And with White, they believe they'll dominate not just one season but the entire league for years. Now, behind the curtain, there's even more. I've uncovered details about the behind-the-scenes drama. The GM, Brad Holmes, working in absolute silence, is orchestrating a master plan. Experts say he's a true genius, a strategist who understands that acquiring a player like White isn't just about swapping jerseys. It's about assembling a legacy-defining defense. The rival teams: they're already trying to block it, whispering in the league's corridors that the Lions must be stopped at all costs. And the negotiations? They're fraught with tension. The Raiders, surprisingly, are open to trading White if the price is right. But the challenge is the price tag, a premium package that might include draft picks, young defensive talent, and maybe even a future star or two. The Lions are prepared to pay. They see the big picture. They're talking about first-round picks, perhaps a couple of second-rounders, and a hefty salary restructuring to make space. All of this, mind you, in the dead of winter with the league watching anxiously. And that brings us to the question: what will this mean for the Lions' future? Well, the big picture is terrifying. Imagine a defense anchored by Devin White, a player whose impact can't be measured purely in stats, but in leadership, presence, and raw disruptive force. Add that to their already stellar core of Aiden Hutchinson, Kirby Joseph, and Jack Campbell, and what do you get? an unstoppable force that could dominate the NFC for the next 5 years. The ripple effects are staggering. Rivals are already panicking. Rumors swirl of rival teams trying to outbid Detroit, offering draft capital, high-profile players, even draft picks as leverage. Yet the Lions aren't just looking to compete, they're aiming to eviscerate, to leave a mark so indelible that future NFL dynasties will be measured against what they build here. And we haven't even begun to talk about the future. Imagine next season, a defense with Devin White on the field. The chaos, the pressure, the relentless pursuit of every play, the explosiveness he brings will push the Lions to a new level of elite. He's not just an addition, he's a cornerstone, the piece that makes everything fit. What about the financials, the cap implications, the scheme fit? Well, it's perfect. White's aggressive, blitz-heavy style complements Dan Campbell's bite-your-kneecaps mentality. His run-stopping ability fits seamlessly into their 3-4 base. As for money, the Lions are prepared to make sacrifices to free up space. They've got a plan to extend key players like Goff and Sewell, and they're confident they can make the numbers work. Because when you're chasing greatness, cost is just a number. In fact, the projected stats for White in Detroit, they could be astronomical. Think about it. With better scheme fit and elite coaching, that 174 tackle season could be doubled. 200-plus tackles, multiple sacks, forced turnovers, a true defensive centerpiece. But more than that, he'll become the emotional leader, the heart and soul of a defense on a mission. So here's what you need to remember. In the next 48 hours, everything could change. This deal is on the verge of happening. The league is holding its breath. The Patriots, the Falcons, even the Packers are all watching, trying to see if they can disrupt this blueprint. And for the Lions, it's more than just a trade. It's a declaration, a statement to the NFL that they are no longer just contenders, they're future legends. That they're ready to build a dynasty, that Devin White isn't just a player, he's the key to their destiny. Are you ready? Because this isn't just a rumor, it's a revolution in motion. The next chapter of NFL history is about to be written, and it's happening right now. Stay tuned, stay hyped, because what you're about to witness will echo through the ages. This is more than football, it's a turning point. And trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next. This isn't just a story, it's the story. The one they'll tell for decades, and it's unfolding here and now, so buckle up. This is just the beginning.